good. Feeling good. Feeling good. Hey.
Everything feeling good. Everything feeling good. Feeling good. Everything feeling
Oh,
good.
okay.
Everything feeling good. Feeling good.
All right, all right, all right, all right. So, welcome to Meaningful Discussions.
Intellectuals from different fields, masters of their respective crafts, diagnose the enigma of society as they bond, grow, and laugh through the prescription of meaningful discussion.
Hey. And yes, you heard it right. Brand new name, brand new show. Not to get confused with any other things we got going on, because we do got a lot of things going on. But Meaningful Discussions is basically things that go on, that transpire in our communities, whether if we looking at us in a whole as Americans, if we're looking at us as, you know, black folks or dark people or indigenous people, whatever you want to call it, or whether if we're just looking at each other collectively, whether we're just looking at the men or the women on one side. But Meaningful Discussions is literally about things that we kind of like skip past, things that we don't talk about, you know, things that are usually taboo because people are either too afraid of hearing the backlash or they're just too afraid to talk about the stuff.
Right.
Meaningful discussions is basically focusing on the mental health amongst us all. I'm saying, a lot of times we have a lot of things that be going on. A lot of times people be moving so fast, and like my brother always say, freestyling through life, waiting to get booed off stage. Shouts out to my big bro, OG Dope Boy Dre. But yeah, so it's a lot of situations where we're kind of just moving rapidly, moving fast, and we can't keep up with what we actually got going on.
When we realize that time is our only constraint, then we will learn to slow down and do things the way that they're supposed to be done, so we don't waste time doing arbitrary things that lead us nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So these discussions are definitely going to take a deep dive into the psyche of where society has put us and try to diagnose some of these issues, not for what they give us a title for, but to try to more so address what has happened in our past experiences that have led us to be who we are, and then furthermore, breaking down those barriers that are keeping us from being our greatest selves.
Mm-hmm. So, with that being said, episode 1, here we are. Today we're talking about how we actually are with our children. Uh, I brought something to Shaq's mind, and he kind of, I mean, and the thing about Meaningful Discussions, like I say, it's, you know, two different backgrounds, two different worlds, two different mindsets, but we're trying to come together and trying to bring one. So it's not just my mind, his mind. Is I'm representing, you know, a side of people. He's representing a side of people. We're representing somebody together. Like, it's one of those type of things. So I came up to him. I was like, I sent him a meme, and it was basically about this lady, kind of like pushing. Well, I guess she was more pushing the LGBT onto the child instead of letting the child develop like an actual child should. So I brought up, I said, hey, this is like over sexualizing the child. This is a lot going on. I don't think that this is right. This is not fair. And although Shaq agreed, he doubled down and he smacked me in the face with something that I did not think. It was so profound. And like I say, this is Meaningful Discussions. It's things that we skip over. And he said, although I do agree with you, well, I'm gonna let you speak for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because the way you broke that down, it's like, ooh, okay. I was like, this is definitely gonna be episode 1.
Okay, I remember we had this discussion,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not exactly sure how I put it, but you know, when I speak, it's usually, I feel like it's more so someone guiding my speech or my tongue. So I put it there, but if I could paraphrase to what I said, when you said that this, because like you said, I agree with you. I did not agree with the way the teacher did what she did, because I see her analogy and how she went through with it, but she's doing it with the wrong demographic or age.
Yeah, she was punishing the kids that said they was straight or something like that.
Right, I was about to get there. Yeah. She took them through an exercise in which I think it was Pride Month or whatever, and she had everyone go into the closet of the classroom and identify as some type of sexuality. Now, if that was an age group that I could say were more prone to selecting that for themselves, I wouldn't have a problem. But the age group in which she decided to do it with was a very, very young demographic. And I did not agree with what she did, because for those that came out and said, I'm this and I'm that and I'm this, she was fine with them as long as it wasn't heterosexual. If they came out of the closet and said they were heterosexual, she didn't allow them to get a treat or whatever it is she was giving to everybody that was coming and saying whatever, whatever. So in my mind, I felt like that was not only unfair, but that's not what I feel like anyone should ever do to children. And that's where I was coming from, because I don't believe that our children should have that on their mind at the age in which she decided to do it.
Yeah.
But I definitely believe that if we're looking at it from the side of that's the type of things that we're pushing onto youth, then we must understand that everything is pushing sexuality onto youth. Because every cartoon, there's some boy that's liking some girl, and they make that the image of the girl that they should like. And when I said it, I was really kind of thinking on the terms of, well, yeah, they say we pushing an agenda with the gay and this and that, but that heterosexuals are doing the same thing with every cartoon, with every movie. Like, these kids are watching it and they're seeing that this is what you do. You kiss girls in the mouth and you do this and do this and do that. Whatever they see on TV, that's what they have the options to pick from.
And that's one of the main reasons why I was like, this is, like I say, I never, as a straight male, I never thought about it in that type of way. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that's what this whole entire conversation is all about, is literally about trying to find a way where we can find a middle ground and have these discussions that people are too afraid to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Okay, collectively, we are, period. Our entire culture is overly sexualized. If you look at the music, if you look at the movies, if you look at all the things that's going on, everything we got going on is over-sexualized. So like you say, I would be a hypocrite if I say, okay, that's wrong, and I turn around and say, okay, well, when they be like, oh, he got a little girlfriend, or she got a little boyfriend. I've heard, and me as a parent, I've never. As a father of a daughter, it's totally different. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna never hear me say, oh, look at her and her little boyfriend. No, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't never said that, but I have heard situations, and you know what I'm saying? I've heard people just put certain things onto their kids, especially when they say things like, oh, he's so sexy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't say that about a kid. Do you know the meaning and the terminology behind the word sexy versus saying cute? You know what I'm saying? Or adorable. That's what you say about children. You say cute, you say adorable. You don't call them sexy. You know what I'm saying? But I've heard a lot of, women, you know what I'm saying? Usually be younger girls in the hood, you know what I'm saying? Let's keep 100, But I've heard this a lot. And it kills me. So when you said that, I said, damn, okay, all right, bro, all right. I mean, it was like a jab back, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you got something to say about us? Okay, what about this? Bow. I said, oh, okay. You know what? Meaningful discussions. Meaningful discussions.
And like I said, it's not so much about the topic at hand being one-sided or the other. That's not what we're trying to explore here. We're trying to explore the fact that what I usually tell people, you can't have one thing without the other.
Right.
Good, bad, all that comes hand in hand. Like, if you're going to say that this, that, and the third is going on, I'm pretty sure whatever you're fussing or discussing about is going on one side that you do not agree with, you're pretty much doing the same thing with your views on other audiences. So that's my whole thing. They don't try to make it seem like it's one-sided because, oh, you don't like what's being done. just know that everybody does all that shit that everybody's mad about. You do it too.
So if when it comes down to me, as far as like to slice the pie, whatever, divide the pie, I just have to say, like I said to you on the phone when we was having a discussion, I feel like they should just take sex out of the conversation when it comes down to children in the first place. Because it's opening up, okay, yeah, one person might be looking at it this way, the straight people might be looking at that, gay people looking at it this way, straight people looking at it this way. But we're forgetting about one thing that gay and straight also disagree on, which is pedophilia. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, while we sitting here arguing about who's teaching the kids, you got the little freaky motherfuckers actually like sitting there like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we have to sit there and think about what actually, like I say, meaningful discussions, what common grounds do we have in this particular situation? And then in this situation, the common ground is the fact that we both care about the survival, we care about the kids basically growing up the way they should grow. You know what I'm saying? Not having sex on their mind. It shouldn't even be a thought.
Right.
Period. You know what I'm saying? Like it shouldn't like that should not be a thought until you start teaching them actual sexual education. Let's go back to that. Let's start teaching them sexual education, and then let them personally decide all the other stuff, because that other stuff ain't got nothing to do with nobody anyway. Whether if you want to want your daughter to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or you want your son to have a boyfriend or girlfriend, that shit ain't got nothing to do with you. That's their choice.
Right.
So how about we just butt the fuck out?
But see, it's hard to even say that because, like I was saying, like the discussion is so deep, right? Because parents, they do things that don't even realize is pushing their child to exactly what they don't want them to be.
Okay, elaborate.
I've been around
I
a
get what
lot
you're
of
saying, but I just
families
want you to elaborate for the audience.
where, say for instance, the little boy is afraid of spiders.
Oh yeah, they started calling him a little sissy and all little stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And now he grow up and you push him right into
being a sissy. And then you be mad when you see him every time you look at him, but y'all been saying it to him every time. Oh, he's scared of spiders. Oh, he jump at scary movies. Oh, he's afraid of the dark. Oh, he this, that, the third. And y'all push them right into being exactly what y'all are trying to say. Y'all are trying to steer them away from. But you have to realize that there's power in the words that you say.
Yeah.
So the more that you say those words, the more the universe and energy begins to move towards what you say, because your words are power. And y'all got to stop talking about yourselves the way you do and about other people that you really don't want to wish that upon. But the way you say things is very important. And I promise y'all, if y'all start speaking differently about your life situations, whatever's going on around you, you'll begin to see that change for your good. But if you continue to say, oh, this, that, and the third, and whatever, that's what you're going to bring upon yourself.
Yeah. And please start holding yourself accountable. I know that's a big word and a big heavy word for a lot of you. You know what I'm saying? I know that's a big heavy word, but we can be accountable together. We can help you lift it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm being accountable for my actions, because at the end of the day, I want the best not only for my child but for all children, because that's the future. That's it.
Right.
That is it. You know what I'm saying? While we sitting here bickering over some shit and have these old folks that's in charge of some shit that might not make it to tomorrow, we need to be thinking about the kids. You know what I'm saying? Because if everything goes well, they will make it to our age. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
God willing, they make it to our age. And we want them to be able to make it to our age without having some of the fucking psychotic breakdowns that we have. You know what I'm saying? Some of the mental issues that we have, because there's a lot of issues that our generation have that we're only just now getting there to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it wasn't no mental health or mental awareness bullshit, any of that before us. Our older siblings didn't go through that, and our parents damn sure didn't get none of that. So this whole mental health and mental awareness is a new thing, and at 36, between 36 and 39-year-olds, this is a new thing for us. This is a new thing for us. we're literally finally gotten to the adult age. And what I mean by adult age
Okay.
is because you become an adult at 18, right? That's your first time.
Legally.
Yeah, legally. But so that's your first time being out into the real world. So to me, you're a baby adult. You back to zero. So from 18 to 36, that's another 18 years.
Right.
So now you are a adult
Right.
because you have been grown for 18 years. And being grown for 18 years, oh, you're going to learn a lot of stuff. You're going to learn a lot of things being grown for 18 years. You know what I'm saying? So I look at that as your adult age. And I think that's when we should start, moving a little bit better, moving a little bit more effectively. And now I got to the point where it's like, okay, I'm trying to think better. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to move better. Having a daughter literally made me look at, women totally different. A lot of times, folks, I get into conversations and I hear women make generalized statements about the men that they dealt with, and I'd be like, okay, that ain't
me.
that ain't me. You know what I'm saying?
Never been me.
I got a 15-year-old. Like I'm not. I
man.
can't even think like that no more. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So because at the end of the day, my daughter's gonna be grown one day. You know what I'm saying? And it's pretty close. So that's like I'm walking on eggshells because I want to make sure she be good. Once again, I'm not trying to push my views on her. I just don't want her. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get caught up. That's all.
I don't want to be out here sexy redding it up. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I want to be a nice, wholesome, be like your mama. You know what I'm saying? She was cool. Be like that. So that's all I'm saying. Don't be like your daddy. Anyway, with that being said, you got anything you want to leave for the people?
I think I said my piece in the middle, Just be careful of what y'all say and how y'all say it, because you just don't understand what you're asking for when you let random words fly out of your face. I promise you, if you think about what you're asking for, be specific in what you're asking for, you get just what you want. And when you're very vague about what you ask for, that's when a whole bunch of outside shit that you don't want to come along with what you're asking for.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm learning that right now because I was like, man, I need a new contract. I sure got the contract. Got a contract ended, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't get the other stuff. But, so I should have asked for more stuff, you know what I'm saying? So just be careful what you ask for, be careful what you wish for. And most of all, if you didn't get anything from this episode, understand that what we're getting at is that we should train up our child in the way it should go. When they get older, they will depart from it. That's in the Bible, but that's also something that I actually live by and stay by. And that means in every aspect. So of course we're not perfect, you know what I'm saying? It's a growing type of thing. We're growing together. But just be aware. When you catch yourself doing certain things, anything like that, just be aware what you're doing. We're not trying to tell you how to raise your kid. If I had a little boy, yes, I would buy him boy stuff. You know what I'm saying? But if I see him playing with a doll, I will have to. I'm telling myself, because like I said, it's a learning curve. You know what I'm saying? If I see him playing with a doll, I can't sit there and be like, oh, you can't. I'm not gonna do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I have to keep it 100 because at the same time, if I seen my daughter throwing a football, I wouldn't be tripping. So, like I say, it's a learning curve, and I'm willing, and I'm mature enough to sit here and say, okay, I'm learning too. But that's the whole purpose of meaningful discussions. All right. So, if y'all like this episode and y'all want to see more like this, remember to like, share, subscribe. I knew something, bro. I just knew it. I was like, okay, this is going too smooth. Somebody gonna fuck it. Like, this is going too smooth. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe.
And for my benefit, comment. I like comments.
Yeah.
I want to see what you have to say.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a brand new show, brand new vibe. Shouts out to anybody that we worked with in the past. It's all love. But we are on to a new chapter, and we're trying to make something big happen. Or we're making big things happen, should I say.
Words. Remember.
Words. That being said, man, crank that music up, man. That'll be good. Peace, love, harmony, Kills all.
Feeling great, no settling. I feel abundant setting in. I'm feeling great, no settling. I feel abundant setting in. I'm feeling great, no settling. I feel abundant setting in. I'm feeling great, no settling. I feel abundant setting in. Every day feeling good. Every day feeling good, feeling good, feeling good. Every day feeling good. Every day feeling good, feeling good, feeling good. Every day feeling good. Every day feeling good, feeling good, feeling good.
If you like this episode and want to see more just like it, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Also, leave us a comment. We'll be sure to get back with you as soon as possible. See you next time on Meaningful Discussions.